Have you ever wondered if exercising too much after 70 is actually good for your health? We always hear that staying active is the key to staying healthy and youthful. But what if I told you that exercising less could actually help you feel better, more energetic, and live a happier life? That's right. After a certain age, over-exercising can do more harm than good. In today's video, we're going to explore 3 simple but incredibly effective strategies that will keep you healthy and energetic without spending hours sweating in the gym. And the last tip might just surprise you because it goes completely against what you've always believed. Stick around until the end of the video to discover how to enjoy life in a more relaxed way while staying fit and active. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to get more positive aging tips. If you find this video helpful, comment 1 below. If not, comment 0, so I know how to improve. Ready to discover how to stay healthy without over-exercising? Let's get started right now. 1. The art of mindful rest. The art of mindful rest is not a new concept, but few people realize its true power, especially as we age. In a world that constantly urges us to do more, achieve more, and keep moving, the idea of stopping to rest seems counterintuitive. However, it is precisely this act of stopping, of resting intentionally and mindfully, that holds the key to not just surviving, but thriving as we enter our golden years. Linda's story beautifully illustrates this. At 74, Linda was once a vibrant yoga instructor, known for her incredible flexibility and high energy. She took pride in her daily routines of complex yoga poses and never missed a workout. But she began to feel exhausted. Her joints ached, her sleep was restless, and most surprisingly, she no longer found joy in her yoga practice. Linda realized she had been pushing herself too hard, trapped by the belief that more movement meant better health. One day, lying on her yoga mat, completely drained after a session, Linda had an epiphany. She had forgotten how to rest. She was so busy maintaining the image of a dynamic, energetic yoga instructor that she never allowed herself to truly rest. That was the turning point when she discovered the importance of mindful rest. Mindful rest is not about doing nothing, it's about doing less, intentionally and purposefully. Linda started with a simple practice, spending 10 minutes each morning just sitting still, closing her eyes, and focusing on her breath. She didn't plan her day, worry about her to-do list, or feel the pressure to be productive. She just sat there, breathing in and out, becoming aware of the present moment. At first, she felt uneasy, but soon she realized that these quiet moments brought her deep peace. Linda also learned to incorporate strategic pauses throughout her day. Instead of rushing from one activity to another, she allowed herself small breaks between tasks. For example, after teaching a yoga class, she would sit down and slowly drink a glass of water before moving on to the next responsibility. These short pauses helped her recharge her energy and mindset, allowing her to continue her day with a renewed sense of vitality. Research has shown that mindful rest not only reduces stress, but also enhances brain function and improves focus. Dr. Richard Davidson, a leading neuroscientist at the University of Wisconsin, found that people who practice mindfulness regularly have lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and faster mental recovery when faced with stress. This means that when we allow ourselves to rest intentionally, we not only recover physically, but also mentally recharge. Linda also discovered that mindful rest wasn't just beneficial for her mental health, but also for her physical health. She used to suffer from lower back pain due to over-exercising. But when she started practicing mindful rest and reduced her workout intensity, her back pain gradually disappeared. Rather than feeling weaker, Linda realized she was actually stronger because her body was well rested. But mindful rest isn't just about sitting quietly or taking breaks. It's about changing how we think about ourselves and our achievements. Linda once believed that resting meant being lazy, and that she had to stay busy to prove her worth. But when she accepted that rest was just as important as activity, she freed herself from the pressure of constant productivity. This shift not only improved her mental well-being, but also made her feel happier and more content with her life. If you're feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, or simply not enjoying activities that once brought you joy, it might be time to practice mindful rest. Start small. Take just 5 minutes every morning to breathe deeply without any agenda. Try creating short breaks between daily tasks instead of rushing to get everything done at once. You can also practice gratitude during rest. Linda added this to her nighttime routine. Before going to bed, she would sit on her bed, close her eyes, and reflect on 3 things she was grateful for that day. It could be a friend's smile, a peaceful afternoon, or just the comfort of her favorite chair. These moments of gratitude helped her end her day in peace and prepare for a deeper, more restful sleep. The beauty of mindful rest is that you don't have to change your lifestyle completely. You don't need hours of meditation or the perfect quiet space. You just need a few moments each day to pause, breathe, and be present. Try practicing the art of mindful rest and see how it changes your life. You'll notice that when you allow yourself to rest properly, you not only feel physically healthier, but also mentally happier and more fulfilled. Mindful rest isn't about giving up an active life. It's about living it more consciously and fully. As Linda realized, doing less doesn't mean being less active. It means living smarter, deeper, and more meaningfully. 2. Simple joys, deeper satisfaction. Simple joys often hold the key to deeper satisfaction, especially as we grow older. In a society that constantly pushes us to chase big dreams, grand achievements, and monumental milestones, it's easy to overlook the beauty and fulfillment that lie in life's simplest moments. Yet, as we age, these small joys can offer the deepest contentment, grounding us in the present and filling our days with quiet happiness. Take the story of Margaret from Portland, a retired school teacher who spent her life pursuing goals and striving for perfection. Margaret was always on the move, planning, organizing, and accomplishing. She believed that her value was tied to how much she could achieve. Even after retirement, Margaret kept herself busy with volunteering, social events, and endless to-do lists. She thought keeping busy was the key to staying young and relevant. But Margaret started to feel exhausted. She was constantly stressed, her energy drained, and the joy she once found in helping others began to fade. Her life was full, yet she felt an emptiness she couldn't explain. It wasn't until one quiet afternoon, when she accidentally stumbled upon a moment of pure joy, that everything changed. Margaret was cleaning out her garage when she found an old rocking chair covered in dust. It was a chair her late husband had built for her, a place where she once sat with her children, reading bedtime stories. On a whim, she dragged it out onto her porch, wiped off the dust, and sat down. As she rocked back and forth, the sun setting in the distance, a gentle breeze rustling through the trees, Margaret felt a wave of peace she hadn't experienced in years. At that moment, she wasn't planning or organizing. She wasn't checking off a task on her to-do list. She was simply present, soaking in the beauty of the moment. It was in that stillness, that simplicity, that Margaret found a joy deeper than any achievement or accolade she had ever earned. That evening, Margaret realized that she had been chasing the wrong kind of happiness. She had been so focused on doing more, achieving more, and staying busy that she had overlooked the quiet joys that were right in front of her. She made a decision to slow down, to simplify her life, and to pay attention to the small moments that brought her peace. Psychologists call this savoring, the practice of fully immersing yourself in the present moment and appreciating the small pleasures in life. Studies show that people who engage in savoring are not only happier, but also experience less anxiety and depression. They feel more connected to others and report a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment. Margaret began practicing savoring every day. She started her mornings by sitting on her porch with a cup of tea, watching the sunrise, and listening to the world waking up. She paid attention to the warmth of the sun on her skin, the songs of the birds, and the gentle sway of the trees. These moments became her anchors, grounding her in the present and filling her with a sense of calm and gratitude. She also created what she called sensory pauses. Throughout the day, she would stop for a moment to fully engage one of her senses. She would run her fingers over the soft petals of a flower, take a deep breath to smell freshly baked bread, or close her eyes to listen to the laughter of children playing in the distance. These sensory experiences, though brief, brought her immense joy and helped her feel more connected to the world around her. But the most profound change came when Margaret began nurturing what she called connection points. These were simple, intentional moments of connection with others. She started calling her sister every Sunday afternoon, a tradition they hadn't kept up since they were teenagers. She made it a point to visit the local farmers market every Saturday, where she got to know the vendors by name and shared stories and laughter. These connection points weren't about filling her schedule or staying busy. They were about being present, creating meaningful interactions, and nurturing her sense of belonging. She found that these small acts of connection brought her more joy than any grand social event ever had. Margaret's transformation wasn't just emotional, it was also physical. Her stress levels decreased, her sleep improved, and she felt more energetic throughout the day. Research supports this phenomenon. Studies from the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley show that practicing mindfulness, savoring, and nurturing social connections can lower blood pressure, strengthen the immune system, and even increase life expectancy. Margaret's story teaches us a powerful lesson. True happiness isn't found in chasing big dreams or grand achievements. It's found in slowing down, paying attention, and embracing the small joys that are already present in our lives. It's about choosing to savor the ordinary moments that often go unnoticed. The warmth of the sun, the sound of laughter, the gentle rocking of a chair. You don't need to be in a hurry to find happiness. You don't need to accomplish great things to feel fulfilled. You just need to slow down, open your heart, and appreciate the beauty in the little things. If you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or disconnected, try embracing the simple joys in your life. Start by creating small rituals that allow you to savor the present moment. It could be as simple as enjoying a cup of tea without distractions, taking a short walk to appreciate nature, or calling a loved one just to hear their voice. You don't need a big plan or a busy schedule. You just need the willingness to slow down and notice the world around you. These simple joys are the anchors that ground us, the little moments that bring us peace, and the quiet pleasures that make life truly meaningful. Margaret once believed that happiness was something to chase, something to achieve. Now she knows it's something to notice, something to receive. And by embracing the simple joys, she found a deeper satisfaction that no achievement could ever provide. So, as you go through your day, remember to slow down, to look around, and to find joy in the small, quiet moments. Because it's in these moments that we find the deepest, most meaningful happiness of all. If you're still watching this video and found these insights helpful, drop a 3 in the comments so I know you're with me on this journey to living healthier and happier. Thank you for your time, and remember, enjoy today so you don't regret it tomorrow. 3. Living with gratitude. Living with gratitude isn't just about saying thank you when something good happens. It's a way of life, a mindset that allows us to find joy and peace even in the simplest moments. Especially as we grow older, gratitude becomes a source of strength, helping us appreciate what we have and easing the regrets of the past. Let me share the story of Helen, a 78-year-old woman living in a small town in Oregon. Helen was once an elementary school teacher and retired many years ago. In her younger years, she was always busy with work, family, and countless responsibilities. As time went on, her children grew up and moved away, and her husband passed away, leaving Helen alone in a quiet house. Loneliness crept into every corner, and she began to feel that her life was empty and sad. but a small change transformed everything. One day, while cleaning out her attic, Helen found an old notebook from her college days. It wasn't a detailed diary, just short notes about little moments she once cherished. Watching the rain from my dorm window, the sound of my roommate's laughter, warm apple pie from the neighbor next door. Reading those simple lines brought back memories and emotions she thought she had long forgotten. She realized that by recalling these beautiful moments, gratitude found its way back into her heart, bringing warmth and lightness. From that day on, Helen started writing in her notebook again, not about big events, but about small things like the morning sunlight through the kitchen window, the smell of freshly baked bread from the local bakery, a surprise call from my granddaughter. She noticed that by focusing on even the smallest good things, her mood improved and the loneliness slowly faded away. What Helen was practicing wasn't just journaling. She was embracing something called mindful gratitude, the art of slowing down, being present, and truly feeling joy from life's simplest pleasures. It wasn't about chasing happiness, but realizing that happiness had always been around her, waiting to be noticed. Interestingly, science supports this idea. Studies from the University of California show that people who practice gratitude regularly are not only happier, but also healthier, less stressed, and have better sleep. Psychologists explain that gratitude helps shift our thoughts from the negative to the positive, encouraging the brain to release more feel-good hormones like serotonin and dopamine. But living with gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect or ignoring life's challenges. It doesn't require us to force emotions or fake positivity. Instead, gratitude helps us acknowledge difficulties without letting them define our entire existence. For example, there are days when Helen misses her husband deeply and feels overwhelmed with grief. Instead of denying her sadness, she allows herself to cry and mourn. But afterward, she writes in her notebook, "I am grateful for the wonderful husband I had and the beautiful memories we created." This approach helps her accept the pain without letting it consume her, while cherishing the memories instead of focusing on the loss. Helen didn't just write about good things happening to her. She also wrote about people who brought joy and meaning to her life. She often called friends and family to tell them specifically why she appreciated them. She discovered that expressing gratitude not only made her happier, but also deepened her connections with loved ones. Her gratitude extended beyond her little notebook. It changed how she saw the world, how she treated others, and how she lived each day. Helen no longer felt lonely or sad. Instead, her days were filled with joy from the simplest things. Helen's story is a reminder that happiness doesn't come from grand achievements or big events. It's found in how we notice and appreciate the simplest things in everyday life. Start by taking a moment each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for, even if they're as small as a stranger's smile or the warmth of a hot cup of tea. Life is full of challenges, but by learning to live with gratitude, we can find strength and joy even in the most ordinary moments. Living with gratitude not only enriches our lives, but also deepens our connections with others, helping us find true meaning and happiness. I hope today's video gave you a fresh perspective on how to embrace aging with ease and purpose. So, what did you take away from this? Was it the art of mindful rest, finding joy in simple moments, or the power of gratitude? I'm genuinely curious to know what resonated with you the most. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know which tip you're excited to incorporate into your life. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on more inspiring and valuable content. Let's build a community where we can learn, share, and inspire each other to live more fully every single day. Thank you for spending your precious time with me today. Keep your spirits high, and I'll see you in the next video.